Home Run or Not. Words and pictures created by Scott Kelley. Baseball in the springtime, and a youngster hit a ball. The little leaguer batter only standing 3 feet tall, and yet, despite his height, he hit outside the park. Since something wild happened as it started getting dark. A chain of events happened, which no one would believe. The story is a great one. It's one I can't deceive. The batter hit the baseball only 2 or 3 feet high. But just as luck would have it, a bird was flying by. The bird dove down not knowing where he was heading to. When he dove, he started yawning. The ball went right on through. Right through his beak, into his gut. It gave the bird a fright. Then the bird, dazed and confused, flew straight into a light. The light bulb, it exploded, and forced the ball out of the bird. The bird fell to the ground as the ball flew up, I've heard. As a gust of wind was blowing, and the ball the wind did take. The gust of wind was strong and blew the baseball to the lake. And at the lake there was a boat, whose sail was at full mast. That gust of wind was blowing by just as the boat sailed past. The baseball hit its mighty sail, then flung back toward the shore. But at the shore there stood a boy who watched his red kite soar. The baseball hit the soaring kite. The young boy lost control. He tried to catch the fleeing string, but soon began to roll. Down a hill and to some trees as the kite soared past a peak. Then another bird came flying by, snatched the string inside his beak. This bird caught the kite string to help build a cozy nest. He thought with such long string he now could build it best. But what the bird did not know was the kite still held the ball, which caused the kite to weigh more, which made the poor bird fall. And the spot where he was falling was the worst spot in the sky. He was falling by an airport, just as a plane flew by. A jumbo jet was taking off when the pilot saw the bird, but had no time to change his course. A thump was all that's heard. The kite the bird was holding now flew behind the jet, and the ball the kite was holding in an awful spot it set. Just as the landing gear was going up, the ball was falling down. The 2 front tires then locked up. Between the wheels, the ball was found. Wedged between the 2 front wheels, the baseball now was stuck. The pilot tried to knock it free. At first he had no luck. Then ahead he saw an aircraft floating slowly in the air, an unmanned hot air balloon on the loose without a care. The pilot tried to pull up quick. The balloon he tried to miss. But the landing gear snagged the top, which caused hot air to hiss. The good thing for the plane was that the baseball was knocked out. But the balloon began to fall to the earth, a direct route. And the baseball fell atop the hot air flaming torch, as the balloon kept falling through the sky, straight for an old man's porch. The baseball then caught fire. In the basket, soon it fell. This baseball is causing such a mess. Things are not going very well. Due to all the gases aboard the doomed balloon, an explosion will take place. I just hope it isn't soon, since the parachuting team has just jumped from a passing plane, and they're falling fast into the flames. The story's so insane. Just 50 feet from touching ground, the balloon, well, it exploded. The fire didn't reach the men, but the flaming ball, it floated toward the slowest man who's already pulled his chute. The baseball hit his foot so hard it knocked off his left boot. Then a giant goose flew by, saw the boot, and turned around, but didn't see the ball that was falling to the ground. He missed the boot by inches, but that ball had hit the goose. It hit so hard into his back he couldn't shake it loose. The wounded goose kept trying to shake the baseball free, that he lost where he was going, and he flew into a tree. The bump shook the baseball out. Along a branch, the baseball slid. The ball fell into a baseball glove worn by another kid. Another kid from the other team playing in right field. And when the ball fell in his glove, 'twas then the game was sealed. The ump yelled out. The ball was caught. It ended with that word. The boy who hit the baseball spoke, "Well, at least I'm not a bird." If you like these little stories with these drawings, let me know. There's a thumbs up little icon you can press before you go. Write a comment or a couple. Hear my other stories too. Tell your friends who have more friends to tell their friends of what to do. No matter what your nation or your village or your tribe, just click that big red button with the word that says subscribe.